Fox 11 is proud to be a sponsor of the 12th annual Christian Family Radio Christmas Care Campaign. It provides gifts for people in hospital emergency rooms and crisis centers during the holiday season. This morning, we're learning just how much those gifts can mean to so many people. Joining us this morning is Angela Terrian. She is a paramedic at St. Mary's Hospital here in Green Bay. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Angela.
Why don't you tell us, how you're connected to the Christmas Care program?
Well, when I first started at St. Mary's, which was about 7 years ago, they told us about the Christmas gifts that Christian Radio and some other volunteers put together for a few of the folks around town that are a little less fortunate. And I started handing those gifts out. And I learned of the joy and the fun that it can be to give these gifts to sick people and children and things like that. So that's how I got involved. So
literally you would be, working a shift and, there might be somebody in the emergency room, and you've literally taken these care packages that people have donated and you've handed it to them yourself.
Yes. We take them and separate them according to age, male, female, children. Even we go as far as up to elderly, and we separate them out, and it's kind of a treat every year. Because whoever kind of gets to them first, we kind of put them around the perimeter of the ER where you can see them on display. And I think it brings a sense of joy and some happiness even to us because we get to give these.
Can you tell us about some of the experiences you've had handing out these gifts?
Well, I have a favorite story, and I like to call it Pay It Forward, actually. A real-life example of that. A young couple came in with 2 children. One child was pretty sick, and we saw that child. And they were going to leave to go get their medicine, and they asked if they needed to get the medicine right away or if they could wait until the next day. And I had said, well, I had asked, what can we do to help? They had informed me that they didn't have a car and they would have to walk. And this was probably about, maybe 15 degrees or so outside, and I noticed that neither child had a hat, any mittens, and one was wearing a pretty ragged coat. When I asked what I could do to help, the mother got a little teary-eyed and apologized and said, it's not that we don't want to get the medicine, we just don't have the bus fare to take a bus, we have to walk. This family was staying in a homeless shelter because the father had lost his job. He had first gotten laid off and lost his job. And they lost their car, and they ended up living in the homeless shelter. And they were embarrassed to say that they didn't have any hat, mittens, anything. So as part of what we can do and these gifts, it touched my heart to know that I could give toys, a blanket, a coat, and a hat and mittens to these kids.
That they otherwise wouldn't have been able to afford.
Yeah, sorry. And the Pay It Forward comes about 4 or 5 months later. This dad had tracked me down at work, and he had brought the hat and the mittens, everything that we had given he had brought back in 2 boxes, and said that it touched his heart so much that we would care that much that he wanted to make sure he gave back when he was fortunate enough to get a job.
Wow.
So that's probably one of my favorite stories that I can remember.
It's a beautiful example, Angela, I think, of why people should help donate to this, and of course why Fox 11 is a part of it every year. So here's what you can do now through December 9th. You can pack up one of these care packages, and you have to wrap the top and the bottom of the box separately and put new gifts in there. We do have a list of ideas on our website, fox11online.com, and there are drop-off locations listed there as well. I know Festival Foods is a big drop-off location. So again, Angela's story really proving that this can really make the holidays a little brighter for people who are experiencing some challenges. Angela, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.